shark.
Yeah, baby shark. Mike here with 28 fish with Luke and Max and Christy. So here we go again. This is a spring start. We always look for the sucker run to start the season. A little bit late this year because of the fact that Saskatchewan winter didn't want to go away anywhere. So here we are, Caspabar Creek, right in our home backyard. And this is what you can get at this place. Look at this, white sucker.
White sucker.
White sucker. Yeah. Now have a look at the creek here. How thick it is, if you can almost walk across and watch this.
You can walk across.
It's going to be a great season. Keep tuned to 28 Fish. Catch one with your hands.
Go look there, Daddy. Oh. I think we're going to get lost. You fish, it's fish. Yeah! You fish. Go, Daddy, go, 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 go. I catch that.
Hey, I'm stepping on fish right now. Oh yeah! Another one. This is going to be a great cut bait for all sorts of fish. Mostly for our lake trout, and our kitty's going to eat well today. There's no limit on these white suckers in Saskatchewan. But I surely hate when guys waste them. I want to make sure that people use these. Okay, so let's get that arrow lined up here again and see if we can get another one.
Get what's going on? You're afraid you're going to get shocked. Okay.
I think we got a double. Or just one going from the current. Well, just one. Could have had four there. Let's try again. I don't know if you can see how many fish are here, but there's probably about 50 fish right in front of me right here. So I'm going to try to get as many in one shot as I can. Let's see what happens. How's 0 for a number?
That's so much fun! Whoa! That's too much fun!
And this happens too, folks. Arrow broke off, tip is busted, like I said, hitting these rocks, but I think I was quick on the draw there, but it's not ideal. So pretty much all you need to bowfish in Saskatchewan, pretty simple. Number one, you got to have the know-how. And that simply means that the species that you have access to are sucker fish in Saskatchewan. Realistically, there's 3 suckers you can shoot: long short-head red horse, white sucker like we're shooting here, and the long-nosed sucker up north. The other one would be carp, which isn't really a sucker, but it's related to sucker family. The one sucker you can't shoot, of course, is the big-mouth buffalo. That is not an endangered species, as most people say, but it's actually at risk. So there is a limit of 0, so obviously you can't be bow shooting these fish. You can't shoot walleye, you can't shoot jackfish. I know some guys do. Bad mojo right there. But at any rate, all you really need is that know-how. You need a Saskatchewan fishing license and the understanding that actually the bow season starts earlier than open season. Although this is May 5th, 2018, the starting point of the Saskatchewan open water season. Again, because the winter run is so long. this is where we're at. They're running the same time, so that's kind of cool. We might end up getting a 3 or 4 or 5 species day today. At any rate, what you're looking for is a Saskatchewan license. You're starting in in April 20th, 21st in there. Usually it goes back and forth every year. Got to check on that. I think it's the 20th. But basically, other than that, all the regulations state is you have to have an arrow that will not release from the fish. There's lots of variations. This one, if you look at the point here, you can see as soon as it hits the fish that these barbs will actually shoot out, and that'll keep the fish on the arrow. And it's easy, push through, release, and a pull out, and then it's out of the fish. So the other thing, it has to be tethered to the arrow. So this is some really heavy line. I have no idea what poundage is, probably about 150, 200 pound test. And it has to be affixed to your bow, and that's the regulations. Something like this creek here, you got to be careful. I've broken many arrows here. They get kind of expensive. You got hitting rocks. If you're going in deeper water, that's okay. But the issue is that often you got to think about the refraction in the water. So if you're aiming at the fish, you're going to have to, it's sort of like a aim and then adjust type thing. Other than that, you're ready to rock. Let's get some more fish. Here again, not bad. Look at the coloration of these things. In the wintertime, they are almost silver to white, and when they spawn here, they get just a beautiful copper color. They're almost as beautiful as the northern longnose sucker, who gets almost jet black with just a blood red dorsal fin. Just a beautiful fish. Can't wait to catch one of those for you. Hey boys, what do you think about that?
Great.
How many did I get? Count them up.
1,
Max count.
2,
How many fish did we get?
3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yay, it is 10.
11, 12, 13, 14.
Did you fall in the water?
Yeah, oh my water.
Oh no. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do now?
Let's take the shirt off.
You're gonna take your shirt off.
So Luke, what'd you think about sucker fishing yesterday with the bow and arrow?
They were kind of weird. I almost touched one, but I couldn't because they were too slappy. So I just walked away from them, and they were too splashy.
So one thing I noticed here with these sucker fish, actually, and it kind of concerns me, I'm not sure. You can see here on the tail fins and the anal fin here, there's these white dots. So when I run my finger over them, they're pretty hard. They almost feel like they're bone-like, but I don't remember seeing this before. It may be something to do with spawning, you know, sort of an attractant or something. Or it might be parasitic. I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to show this to the conservation officers and see if they have any concerns, because they should be tracking that stuff if it is an issue. One thing there is online, if you look, Saskatchewan Fisheries actually has a fairly lengthy PDF document that talks about all the different diseases in fish. And any angler, that's good to see. You know, we're the best samplers for the scientific field there. If you're seeing something that's kind of strange, it's always a good idea to cross-reference it there and have a little bit of knowledge, knowing what's in there, what's not. You know, quite often you see Cisco's that you know, have what we were thinking are parasites in there, and knowing whether or not that's dangerous for us or you know, how to control that is important. Well, we got to processing the fish today. Left some center sections here for our kitty. He always gets to eat well, and it's part of why we fish rough fish like this. We got a bunch of tail sections that I left whole, thinking maybe this would be good for a quick strike rig just because of the shape and form of it. I think that would be attractive to fish. Never seen anyone else do that before. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe onto something. I don't know. Another center section and 2 whole suckers minus the head in order for us to set up a quick strike rig for Jack and Lakers next winter. Taking the head off, I don't know, maybe that was a mistake, but it wouldn't fit in a bag otherwise. I got these fillets, chunks of fillet with the skin on, as well as these belly sections. I'll be using those for flashing in the current for catfish. We'll have to see if that works. And these belly sections work really, really well for burbot in the wintertime. We caught some really big burbot in Diefenbaker by center hooking the belly fillets here with about a 1 ounce lead jig head and just smash the bottom. That flash and crash, it sure brings them in. I've seen other guys on YouTube do that and it sure works well. The other thing, we got some back stakes here. I'll use this for cats. Hopefully this will attract them in. I know I did this with a piece of lake trout and we had a cat hit it right away. Didn't land them though, so we're still looking forward to our first one there. Hey Lukey, what's this? What are these things?
They're eggs. They come from a baby fish, and those air sacs are from that.
Yeah, you're right. That's the air sac. Good job. No, those eggs aren't from babies. They're from a mama. They could turn into babies. So unfortunately, probably about half of the fish that we caught there, well, maybe not. Maybe about 4 of them were big females, but I guess that's to be expected in the spring like that. Only one of them had silt in it that I noticed. Most of the males are quite small, so either they weren't quite mature enough and they're just learning the ropes, I guess we could say, or perhaps they had already deposited their silt. I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of our sucker fish. Hopefully they go to good use. Well, there's Kitty with his first treat, all the entrails and heads and stuff. So see, seems to be indifferent about it. Sure wanted to eat the stuff I had on the table. Come around the corner and he was already munching on it. Anyway, when he's ready, he'll eat it. Glad to feed him. Good to see fish like that go to good use.
Daddy got one, Rui.
Oh, he got off.
What?
You have to